Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for making the excellent choice to come to these sessions. My name is Johnson Chan from Niche Enterprise. We have been in business for over 34 years with a decade of experience dedicated to wireless sensing solutions, originally focusing on industrial applications. Our most recent work involves taking the wireless sensor networks to the next level by integrating computing, cloud computing, and expanding the number of vertical industry categories as part of our products and solution roadmap. Today, I want to talk about the simple wireless solutions for integrated management with rapid return on investment. I will be covering 7 vertical industry categories. Hopefully, what I share with you today can inspire your imagination. An even better outcome would be if you feel compelled to collaborate with us to create new ideas for new innovation and integration for better living. After all, that is the intention of Internet of Things. We have 4 main themes for all of our products and solutions: intuitive, convenient, reliable, and rapid return on investment. By intuitive, we have designed our products and solutions focusing on how users interact with the hardware, software, and complete solution, not only during setup, usage, and maintenance, but also how the large amounts of data generated can be intelligently stored, viewed, and analyzed to help make decisions and maintain the environment, all while being easily accessible on dedicated systems, desktop computers, and smart mobile devices. Our products and solutions are convenient because they are simple, require very time to set up and maintain. Use available readily standard components. For example, many of our sensors use off-the-shelf AA batteries and can be used for over 1 year without needing replacement. One of the challenges for systems, wired or wireless, is the gap between theoretical models and actual real-world usage. So we have tested our products and solutions for interoperability and reliability under strange environmental conditions to ensure they work as advertised when deployed in actual life environments. In an ever cost-sensitive world where low-cost manufacturing is taken for granted, we have priced the initial cost to implement our products and solutions to be competitive. But our main focus is to ensure users see overall savings through greater efficiency, reduced user operating and maintenance times, and using fewer resources such that the system pays for itself often in as little as 1 year or even just a few short months of operations. So now that I have laid out the foundations, let me go into the vertical industry categories. In the world of exponential growth in human population and even great demand to grow to more or better quality food using fewer resources, such as the land, water, fertilizers, pest controls, we have experienced a lot of interest for wireless agriculture solutions. Our wireless sensors work in greenhouses and open fields under harshest conditions and remote locations where stable AC or DC may not be readily available or stable. So the advantage of having them run on a standard AA batteries with a battery life of 1 year greatly reduces the costs and maintenance. The sensors can connect either to USB coordinators, Ethernet Wi-Fi gateways via the internet, or GPIs, GSM gateways through the 3G or better networks depending on what is available at the site. We operate under a zero data loss model, so readings from sensors are logged locally until successful transfer has been confirmed. And store readings in gateways are kept until successful transfer to a local system via LAN or to the cloud system has been confirmed. Users can analyze the data and manage their system in real time using their own customized or third-party software or our standalone or cloud software for simple integration, making it equally accessible on desktop computers and smart mobile devices. In addition to be able to set limits for early warning, our gateways have an added advantage of being able to control systems via our wireless relay output devices. When the buffer zones are reached, the limits are rarely, if ever, hit. For example, turning on the heater to raise the temperature when it begins to get cold, or starting the irrigation pump when the soil is dry to ensure they do not go beyond acceptable limits. We use profiles to simplify the setup and control the microenvironment system within larger spaces for growing different plants or experimenting or discovering more effective growing environments. Our gateways can work independently, so there is no delay in managing the environment because the necessary control signals are sent as soon as the sensor arrives at the gateway. And if the gateways lose connection to upload the data to the cloud or local system, they can continue to log incoming data from the wireless sensors and control the wireless relay outputs. Unlike the typical office or industry environment where the sensors can be relatively protected, in the agriculture environment, the sensors can be exposed to extreme elements. So we have listened to our customers' request for affordable IP66 dust-tight and waterproof sensors and have added them to our range. So it is no longer necessary to pay high prices or install additional weather-protected enclosures for the sensors. For an owner or supervisor, instead of relying on old and insufficient data due to costs or inconvenience of manually gathering data, with our cost-effective wireless sensing network and its data analysis and automated precision control, the rapid return on investment becomes quite obvious. Using our products and solutions to apply just the right amount of heating, cooling, water, and other required elements create the ideal environment for best crop using few resources. The remote alert monitoring and control frees up time to be elsewhere or focus on other important things. We are starting work with agriculture site owners and supervisors over the world in the North and South Americas, in Europe, in Asia. They are all seeing the value simple wireless solutions with integrated management can bring to improve their operations and realize rapid return on investment in the process. The following are some initial photos taken on site where our sensors and systems are beginning to be installed in agricultural sites around the world. Now that we have looked at how to help agricultural owners and supervisors grow their best crop, the next thing is to make sure what they grow gets delivered in the best way possible. With increasing concerns about the food safety in recent years, this has become extremely important and will continue to be so. Of course, we cannot control the method of delivery, but we can help to make sure the environment is maintained so that each player in the supply chain can verify the integrity of an environment at each stage during shipment and storage. Our solution is to use a small, low-cost active tag that measures and logs the critical environmental elements, typically temperature and humidity, from the goods source to the final destination. At each stage, the readings are stored in the tag's built-in flash memory and then automatically upload when it is able to connect to a coordinator or gateway. The local and remote control system can verify the status throughout the entire journey, providing assurance on the conditions of the goods. For more time-critical or environmentally sensitive goods, a GPS gateway can track and provide more timely information on the go. By including GPS sensors with mobile gateways, fleet controller can provide delivery personnel with the optimal route, reducing the time and transportation costs. By monitoring and managing every step of the supply chain environment, we can ensure perishable goods are delivered to the final destination in the state they are intended. Alerts and even preemptive actions can be taken in transit that can greatly reduce wastage. Verifications of conditions reduce or even eliminate disputes when a problem occurred. Tracking goods on the move allows more accurate delivery time, and identification better routes under changing conditions help manage lower the ever-rising energy costs. Each of the elements is simple and convenient to set up and operate using wireless sensing networking, and their combined savings give rise to a rapid return on investment. This brings us right to the end of the supply chain, the coffee shop, the convenience store, and the small and medium-sized enterprises SME office, where the goods are consumed. We want a comfortable environment in which to do our everyday things. Sometimes this can be challenging to achieve and may be quite expensive or involve using more resources. In the coffee shop scenario, the significant temperature difference, a common occurrence, potentially give rise to customers' discomfort. Most owners and managers over or undercompensate, sometimes making the situation worse, but almost always expending more energy in the process. Then, there is a water wastage in the washing rooms or in the preparation areas. Left unchecked, this adds to the running cost and can reduce overall profitability such that good business become non-viable as energy and water costs continue to move higher and higher. Our temperature and humidity sensors can be deployed in key areas not only to observe difference between indoor and outdoor conditions, but also to monitor and manage a hot and cold spot inside, so only the specific area is targeted rather than using the overall air conditioning or heating system to ineffectively manage a localized environment. Second to energy, water is likely to be another significant expenditure, so having water leakage sensors paired with our wireless module can help identify difficult to detect slow, steady leakages in the washing rooms and preparation area, or where customers and employees have left the water running for an extended period of time. For larger shops, where some areas may not be used for some of the times, the area's environment control, such as air conditioning, heating, lighting, Wi-Fi, can be activated or switched to standby based on activities or lack of detected by our wireless motion sensors. Wireless power metering can profile how the coffee shop operates by identifying key power spike or quiet periods, helping to identify solutions for managing power usage and costs. Our software allows for environmental profiles of different zones to be set up so the employees at the local control station can monitor and manage the situation at a glance. For owners or supervisors who have to monitor or manage multiple locations, or cloud-based solution provide easy access and comparison remotely on desktop computers or smart mobile devices over different time periods from minutes to years, and controlling for things such as seasonality. Our products and solutions are equally applicable to convenience store and SME offices. With the ever-increasing cost for energy and water, it is obvious to see how installing a simple wireless sensing networks for monitoring and management can lead to a rapid return on investment and increased profitability in the medium and long term. In the previous vertical industry category, I briefly touched on having a comfortable environment. So it is very logical to follow that by talking about security and life safety. For students' dormitories, rental properties, hotel, hostels, a simple and cost-effective way to ensure that rooms are safe and secure, as well as meeting local safety standards, is to install wireless sensing networks with local alarms that quickly alert the people in the immediate area to evacuate and at the same time allow remote monitoring and management at a centralized control center. We have a wide range of cost-effective Ethernet converters, repeaters, routers, and wireless sensors covering major life safety and security needs. Our other sensors such as CO and CO2 can be easily added by connecting them to our wireless modules to extend the range of available sensors to cover all needs. Using our Ethernet converters, the sensors can all be linked to campus LAN, WAN network, or via ADSL for remote monitoring and management. The entire system can be integrated into existing dedicated or third-party monitoring and management software, or via our own standalone or cloud software for easy access via computers or smart mobile devices. With life safety and security, an essential part of students' dormitories, rental properties, hostels, simple wireless sensing networks allow for easy installation without having unsightly wires or require excessive remodeling. Being able to integrate with existing monitoring system or using our standalone or cloud software makes this a rapid return on investment solution and a simple decision. Making the environment safe and secure for people and fixed assets is very important, right? At least as important is the tracking of non-fixed or even mobile assets. By combining this with the logistics transportation solution I mentioned earlier, we will see what a powerful combination this is. Goods coming on site have active tags showing they have been kept within acceptable environments throughout their journey. Now, they active track where they are placed to ensure they can be easily located or are correctly stored. Forklift trucks taking the goods to their storage location are fitted with wireless modules, so they can be tracked and their routes adjusted if discrepancies arise. Since the forklift truck are also tracked, they can't disappear to somewhere else without the supervisor being notified. The wireless module installed on the forklift truck includes a vehicle battery sensor to determine it can carry out its function and or need to be directed to maintenance. Location sensors with wireless modules help to track goods and mobile assets, relaying their locations to the control center. Strategically placed climate control sensors such as temperature and humidity also ensure overall environmental conditions are maintained. The entire system can be integrated into existing dedicated or third-party monitoring and management software or via our own standalone software, which allows zones to be set up for additional level of security and management, including restricted or no-go zone, and can be easily accessed via computer or smart mobile devices. With increasing use of tags to track goods and ensure they are kept under correct environment, it can be very cost-effective to leverage that to help with management of goods on site. Make sure the location of on-site vehicles and equipment is known at all times, minimizes variable assets becoming lost. Checking on the status of mobile assets, ensuring they are efficiently used and maintained is a priority for any supervisor. Adding all this together, there can be no doubt about the rapid return on investment for this solution. with the ability to locate goods and mobile assets. Not too much imagination is required to get to how it can help to locate and ensure the safety of people, especially vulnerable people. It is ideal for assisted living centers where nurses and caregivers need to know where the residents are, indoors or outdoors, and to be alerted if any issues arise with the residents and visitors. This is the area of multifunction wearable technology where devices have to be as non-intrusive as possible, while still measuring vital information from the wearer to determine their status. Residents' wearable wristbands or bracelets, typical identification tags, with built-in panic button sensors for measuring vital functions, and a wireless module for seamless transmission of information, whether the person is stationary or on the move. Active location tagging and failover sensors help determine the wearer's location and if they might need assistance in case of a fall or worse. Access control is placed at all entries and exit points to protect vulnerable residents who might not be suited to leave the premises alone, as well as for staff known who including visitors on site at any time. Variable equipment can be tracked to ensure they are returned after use and are not taken elsewhere or lost. Concurrent local and remote monitoring and management using dedicated or third-party software or standalone or our cloud software provide additional peace of mind that loved one's status are known at all times. The use of wireless sensing networks allow individuals freedom to move on the premises while still ensuring their status is known at all times. This is of great help to staff as they can do more things and still feel safe knowing they will be alerted when additional care is required for a specific person. The asset tracking and management means variable vital equipment can be deployed when needed because their locations are known at all times. The rapid return on investment comes not only from the overwhelming benefits just mentioned, but also on the intangible level of respectful living with the greatest of freedom made possible for the individual. The last vertical industry category is industrial. And we have come full circle because we started working with wireless sensing networks for industrial application. This category differs from other categories in that each of the industrial side is likely to have its own specific set of sensors and management system that were installed in the wired form where the site was originally designed and built. Here, we are adding an extra level of security through the use of wireless modules to transmit sensor data from existing sensors or to new ones to the control center using a redundancy model should the wire connections somehow become damaged. Having extra coordinators, Ethernet Wi-Fi routers, GPI's gateway as a failover means the site is covered at all times. Any existing or new sensors can be paired with a wireless module, instantly providing with wireless capabilities and linked to the coordinators and gateways, so data can be guaranteed to reach the local and centralized control center. No need to replace existing system, as the wireless sensing network can act as a redundant system to ensure the critical data is not interrupted. Automatic failover to other available coordinators and gateways should disruption arise at any part of the site. Concurrent local and remote monitoring and management using dedicated or third-party software or our standalone or cloud software allow easy access from on-site computers, off-site monitoring and management centers, or smart mobile devices viewable by the operators, maintenance personnel, and supervisors. The attractiveness of having a low-cost wireless sensing network and redundant system that can be easily installed and integrated with existing system can't be overstated. Similar wired or duplicate system can be costly and may be vulnerable to the same issues as the primary safety system. Additional safeguards can be retrofitted without significant redesign and cost. The ease of deployment of wireless sensing networks means a site can also slowly add new networks or migrate over to replace parts of the existing one area at a time. I hope I have shown how wireless sensing networks with integrated management can be applied in numerous vertical industry categories, bringing rapid return on investment. We look forward to exploring more applications with you going forward. Thank you very much.